There are a few things you can see very clearly that stand out. You see that thick bluish line around here? That's a cholesterol ring. It's very thick. Okay, so you have high cholesterol in your body. Now, this cholesterol is not necessarily the same as the one used in the medical field. It means that your body is acidic, so the body is using the adrenals and taking cholesterol to bind to acids to protect itself. Okay, so you see this very thick blue line round. Okay, and if you look closely around the blue, there's a darker line round, and that's a skin ring. That means that you're not sweating properly. Okay, that means that you have a weak thyroid and weak kidneys. So when the kidneys are weak, the skin will try to take the burden, and because the skin is not as efficient as eliminating waste as the kidneys, it will form a skin ring. Okay, so you need to detox that. You can, in your bowels, you can see how the pupils are very small. It shows nervous tension, okay? And also, if you look at the pupil, you see it's blue, purple. That's cholesterol as well. That's potential cataract and should be detoxed. If you look very closely around the pupil itself, you will see a malabsorption ring. That means you're not absorbing nutrients properly due to mucoid plaque on the small intestines. It should be detoxed, okay? The bowels are actually quite pressing. You see all this region right here? This is the bowel region, okay? You can see how large it is. So the bowels are enlarged. Also, they're spastic, so they enlarge, but then they go in and out, in and out, in and out. That indicates that there's potential fecal matter in between our pockets, and the bowels are weak. So the bowels are a big issue here that need to be resolved. If you look at the top part of right here, that's the scalp and hair region. You can see it's quite congested with lymph. Okay, that's potential hair issues and scalp issues. So it should be detoxed. You can use brain nerve 2 and upper circulation to help blood flow to this region. Look at the sclera right here. You see where the white, there's a lot of red, and you see there's a bit of yellow here. Okay, yellow means liver issues, liver weakness. When you see it red, it means high acidosis, which again is proven by the cholesterol ring. Because you're highly acidic, it also shows in the sclera, the whites. And the darker yellowish brown is liver weakness, okay? And so you need to detox the liver, you need to detox the whole body, go 100% fruits, and use the herbs like the Fab 5 to get on a general detox to clean things up. Right here you can see the pituitary gland, you can see the dark here, it's the chronic side, okay? And right here is the pineal gland. Also very heavy lymph stagnation there. Pineal gland is what's responsible for sleep, okay? And pituitary gland is the master gland, controls all the other glands, the adrenals, the pineal gland, the thyroid, parathyroid. So it's all, it to be weak. Once the pituitary gland is weak, the rest are weak, which explains why you have a lot of lymph stagnation, okay? When you see that yellowish brown color here, light brown color, it's all lymph stagnation. The lymph system is not working properly. Often due to the fact that the kidneys are not working properly as well, okay? Right here is the cerebellum, okay? Mastoid and medulla region, okay? This indicates balancing, equilibrium, dizziness, and the cerebellum is what controls the messages from the brain to the rest of the body, and if it's weak, well, the function suffers. So it needs to be cleared out. Here's the neck and shoulder region. You can see there's quite a congestion there, and it's chronic because there's a dark line there. So that needs to be the detox as well. Right here is the heart region, okay? You can see it's quite congested. And right here is the upper and lower lung region. You can see it's quite heavy with lymph. Okay, this needs to be detoxed. Right here is the breast region, okay? And right here is the chest and ribcage region. You can see it's quite heavy with lymph as well. Right here is the diaphragm region, and here, right here the dark spot with the spleen as well as the pancreas. Both heavy with lymph. Right here is the testes and ovary section of the body. You can see it's quite congested with lymph, into the dark side. Right here is the arm section. You can see it's quite heavy with lymph as well. Right here is the urethra, pelvis and groin region. You can see it's quite heavy with lymph, okay, quite heavy with lymph stagnation. Right here is the left foot, knee and thigh region, also heavy with lymph, covered with quite heavy lymph. Right here you can see weak kidneys and adrenals, okay? There's heavy lymph stagnation there. So again, when you have a weak kidneys, you're going to have the skin ring. You're going to have heavy lymph stagnation because it's not being cleaned, the lymph system is not being cleaned, okay? And adrenals is what controls automatic nerve movements as well as production of corticosteroids that fight inflammation. So it needs to be addressed. Here's the vagina uterus region, or if a male, it's the penis and prostate region. You can see it's quite heavy with lymph and should be detoxed. Right here is the bladder region, also heavy with lymph stagnation to the subacute chronic side. And all this region here is the upper, lower, middle back region. You can see it's quite heavy with lymph stagnation. The spine is right here and also quite heavy, congested, and it's chronic. Okay, so the back region needs to be detoxed. Right here is the scapular region, and right here is the voice box region. You can see the whole throat section is heavy with lymph, and it's very to the dark side, okay? needs to be detoxed. Right here is the thyroid and parathyroid region. You can see it's dark. Okay, weak thyroid will give you a skin ring as well because the metabolic rate is slow. You're not sweating as you should be sweating. So you need to address the thyroid and parathyroid. Parathyroid is right beside the thyroid, and that's responsible for calcium utilization and bone structure. Okay, so when the bowels are spastic like this, it's due to weak parathyroid and as well as the bad eating habits. So both should be detoxed. Use the thyroid tincture. Right here are the tonsils and the larynx region. Okay, you can see quite heavy with lymph. Right here is the lower jaw, the nose and eye region, quite heavy with lymph stagnation. You can see it's a thick side. Okay, so it needs to be detoxed. Right here is the forehead region. You can see it's quite heavy with lymph stagnation as well. So this eye, what's really pressing about this eye is the thick brown, light brown color. That shows heavy lymph stagnation. So you need to detox that. It's a kidney issue, it's an adrenal issue. The brain is congested with lymph as well. It's quite heavy. This needs to be detoxed as well. If you look closely, you see fine lines coming out of the pupil. This is called radii solaris. It means toxic tunnels of waste leaching out from the bowels to the brain section and other body parts, and this should be cleaned up. Okay, it's very important. So like if it was me detoxing this, I'll be cleaning the gut, the bowels, use the GI cleaner, use the Fab 5. I would be cleaning the brain nerve 2, upper circulation. I would work on the heart region, and the thyroid region, the parathyroid region. Use the tinctures for that, and basically go on 100% fruit diet. To clear up the acidosis. It's going to take a bit of time, okay, because it's quite thick acidosis and cholesterol here. So 100% fruit diet, high berry, high grape, it will do you well with the herbs. You take a good portion of herbs and stick to it.